Hey everyone, welcome to the Hit Creating course. In this course we'll learn more about cartoon, and this will be the part that talk about how to make more cartoonish, not realistic style like Marvel. It's really good tips you will have in this video, so watch it until the end. But before that, thank you for everyone that joined our family, and I'm looking forward to see you progressing from these courses. Cartoon is, like I said, exaggeration for the face and simplify for the face. That is a really good important point. We started a lot of time with just a sphere like that, and we started to make it in half like we learned before. I will make the videos in the description below. We make it in half and we started to put our details. That's one type in cartoon. But actually the exaggeration in the cartoon can be a cube. It can be egg shape like you will see here. We can start the face from here. But the main important point that you will make the details for the face in the right places. Even if it have exaggeration for it, you still have to make it in the right places. So you won't make the exaggeration like one eye here and one eye here and the nose here and the mouth here. That is not a face. It's a joke. In human face, you need the two eyes be like mirror for each other. You need the nose be under the eyes. You need the ears started with this line and end up in this line that ended up with the circle. So you will make now in this shape what we're talking about. So if we started the face from here, what we're gonna do, we will separate it in half like you see here and there, and we will make the eye here and there. We can make it from here, but that won't be a cartoon. That's more like an enemy, or that's more like not a human face. So we will start the line from here, and like we said before, but in cartoon we have different rules than the main rule for a realistic face. But the main important point that you have to recognize, it's the same exaggeration. So if we started like videos before that, I will make it in the description, you recognize we made this kind of circle to simplify things and see the right places for the face, and our face is not 100% circle. That's why we cut this part and we started from the end of this. You'll start to recognize in the end of this line we will have the nose and the beginning for the eyes and the beginning for the jaw. So how we can recognize this point here, you just have to like make the same distortion for the circle. So if we started from a circle, not an egg shape, you will make this and you will start from this. Same here, now it's an egg shape. You can start the same things from here. In the end of it you will have the nose and the jaw and the ears. And now you can make any cartoon you want. Like I said, cartoon can be any shape, but the main important point to make the right places for things. So let's say we started with this kind of shape. You will recognize if we made the eyes, it have to be mirrored from here, the nose will be under the eyes and the mouth will be here. That's the most important point. After that you can make any kind of cartoon you want. That's the main point. So that's different from anime. Anime, you won't have this kind of rules. Even if they play with the character, they won't have all of this kind of exaggeration for the face that will make a big distortion in the face, or even like make it like in this shape. So that is the main point in any kind of cartoon, is the rule for human face. Human have nose, ears, eyes, and they need to be in the right places. And from here we can start with anything you want. There's a lot of kind of noses, eyes, things like that, but the main important point to recognize it as the main things you want to make. So you can't make a shape of the ears in the place of the nose. No, nose need to be nose. That's the main point. But from then you can make any exaggeration. You can make it like that. You can do whatever you want, but the main point to recognize, oh yeah, that's a nose. And from here you can make whatever you want. Eyes will be different in different types. Like we said, eyes can be just point, literally a point like that. It can be a point with sparkle, or it can be more to an eye. And you can recognize in enemies they have a lot of kind of eyes. But like I said, cartoonish, it's more not childish, it's more like close to comedy. That's the main point for the exaggeration. It's more like character. So I wanna make it more simple. So if we simplify this, like we said before, any nose started with a big circle, small two circles, and you make a hole here, and now voila, you have nose. So what is going on here? It's not big circle, small two circles. So yeah, you have to, now when you start to cross the lines and break the rules, it just needs the main rules. Like nose will have two holes. Nose will be out of the skull, not in the skull, except if you're making a literally skull. So that's the main rules. So now you can break it. You can recognize that's a nose even if I made it just one circle. Even I make it in the shape of an egg. If it still has these two holes and it's under the eyes, like here, it's a nose. That's the main point. Same with the ears. The ears can be really simplified, but the main point to see it as shape of the ears. And a lot of time you can see, even in cartoon actually, they will have literally like a slender, like that, and you can still recognize it. It's an ear. If we make it even a circle, not a cylinder, or we make it in an egg shape, you still recognize it's an ear. So you get the point. If it's have the exaggeration and the right place, you will know it's ear. That's the main point. So yeah, if we start from the beginning, we make this in half, and in the end of the circle we start the nose. Eyes, like I said, it have a lot of types. I will make the main rules for the eyes. The main rules for the eyes, if you make it more realistic, eyes will be out of the skull, like here and there. It will have the place for the eye, like here. And if we make animation for this character, yeah, you can actually close the eye and open the eye, and that's the main point. The main point to make things useful. So if it have a meaning, if it have the point to make, that's the main point. So the main rules for the eye was make it as paper blend, like that, paper blend. If we make exaggeration for this, it can be like paper blend will be maybe like that. It can maybe be like that. In Disney, they like to make parts really sharp, identify really easy to not have a problem with it. So you recognize they will have, even if it's this distortion for the eye, it's really big, you'll still recognize they will make like these lines, they will make these lines for the face. They want everything in the right place to animate it and not have any problem to animate it. Yeah, that's eye, you can recognize it. It's just two circles in the eye hole, and now we can color it whatever we want. That's the main point. So let's make now things more simple. If we started from the beginning, from a circle, what I'm gonna do, if we play with a circle and you want to make like this shape, how you can get from this to this? Simplify it. You can make this exaggeration like before, like this, or you can start with the main rules. If we make exaggeration in the chin, we can make actually the chin with itself, like here. And now we can make it like that and make exaggeration here, and we can put this in this shape. So simplify things. We said before the main rules, you can see it in the videos in the description, and you recognize in this circle here. We don't have to make it if you recognize it with your eyes. In this circle, we will have in the end of it the nose, the ears, the beginning of the jaw. So the beginning of the jaw, and this jaw is distorted. You recognize this will be, all of this is the jaw. But to make it more like human, you recognize maybe we can make the jaw like here, or we can leave it at that if it's recognizable. But in a lot of times the jaw, the main rule for the jaw will be like that, and it's like that. The skull will be bigger. So yeah, from here you can make the nose. So if we make it in geometric way, this will be the part for the head, and it will have the eyes. Eyes will be here. And now I want to make it in geometric way. How I can make the nose? I can make the nose with add other sphere, and I can put it here. So yeah, you can now recognize that's nose, and you will have the two holes here, Yeah, now that's a cartoonish nose. The eyes will be here, this will be inside, like that. The mouth will be here and the big chin and jaw. So simplify things in geometric way can help you a lot. Now I can even make this and the ears. So now we make a cartoonish head. We can make a different cartoonish head if we start to recognize the other view of the face. So if we make the exaggeration in the jaw, in the downside, we can actually put even this one. But the main important point, to recognize the rules. Everything after that will be easy to recognize. So if we make this, I don't even know what will happen with this shape, but I know the jaw will be here. So now if I like make this, yeah, I can recognize. I will have the mouth here, and that can be the jaw if I want the same shape, or I can make it like that. And now you can recognize the jaw. You can see from here some kind of chin, some kind of cheek, and you can recognize that will be the mouth. I know that's look like a monkey because of this ears, but you can get it. The main point, it's really obvious it's a male human face. If it's female, things will be more smooth. So you can make this really smooth. You can make things related to a female, especially the like eyes. The nose will be, if it's like the same creature like him, this will be female. It's more smooth, it's more small face, and you still recognize it can be female. This can be a boy or female. That's the main point. It's smooth. Girl. The main point that can grab you to the light is to make this like kind of eyes that introduce a female. It will be more beauty eye, and that's the main point. You can add some kind of eyebrows maybe that can introduce you. That's more female. But because of this nose, you can't recognize if it's why, cause in a lot of times really big exaggeration like that will be in male. In cartoon, they don't care if they make all of your face just a nose or not if you are male. But female, you will see things more simple, more small, and they want to introduce you to a female smooth face so you can recognize it's a female. Like I said, the most important point to make female lines. So female lines will be more smooth. I'll make other video about male and female eyes, and you recognize the difference between the eyes, the nose. Even it can be the same actually, but you can still see some difference that make you recognize that's a female, that's a male, that's a boy, that's a girl. Like this, if we add like just this line, this really simple thing, yeah, now I can recognize that's a female from just this line. Even I make this exaggeration for the ears, it's more like a goblin girl or something like that, but now you can recognize that's a female. So really small tips you can make to make huge difference. Like we said, female will have like this kind of mouth, so you can make the things going with this plan in your head. What is cartoon mean? But in a lot of time you can recognize the shapes in Disney style, things like that, cause it started with like companies like Disney and things like that. So yeah, the most important rules before you break it is things in place, recognize it. I know that's eyes, that's a nose, that's a mouth. So yeah, I will go with the series a lot of videos, but you have to just practice to make exaggeration whatever you want and start to share it with our community. Give me some link for your work, let me see how you start to recognize it, how you made these things balanced, and I will share with you some tips if it needs something with it or not. So yeah, if you watch me until this point, thank you for watching me until this point, and see you in another video.